Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters, healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment. Independent, assisted living center. We can do it all, or just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome, and I hope your day is off to a running start, or at least a walking start. Enjoy the summer because we are right in midsummer. So if you don't take advantage of the wonderful weather we have, despite all that stuff with the smoke and all, there are precautions you should take, and you should really enjoy what a wonderful, wonderful state we have. As many of you know, I'm a strong believer in connecting, and I also believe in the motto of bright side of aging. Yes,
As you age, there's certain things you cannot do. But don't waste your time of what you cannot do. Do what you can. And I am a strong believer of human being to human being communication. As we age on the serious side, we lose friends and relatives, and we suddenly feel a hole in our life. And there are two ways of looking at it. Keep on mourning of people that you've loved that are no longer around, or make new connections and friends. I prefer the latter. And that's why I'm a proud member of the Optimist Club and the Rotary Club. I live in West Bloomfield, so I stick to my neighborhood. There are over 1.2 million people in the respective clubs. Whatever zip code you're in, chances are good there's a nearby Rotary or Optimist Club. And you'll say, why should I join a club? I don't like the organizational stuff. Forget the organizational stuff. Think about the positive aspects of connecting with people. I'm always admiring Barbara Streisand's song, People Who Need People. I can sing the whole thing, but no one ever wants to hear the whole thing. But I don't mind telling you, I have made serious money in singing. You know how? People pay money not to hear me sing. That's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, I am so excited about having one of our former presidents of the West Bloomfield Optimist Club. His name is Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks is one of those rare people that does 17 things at the same time. He says that he's retired. He ain't retired. He's all over the place. In fact, he was the former president of the Optimist Club. He's chairman of the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec. He's co-chairman of Carmano's Patient and Family Advocacy Committee. And he actually is involved with a very serious condition of cancer. But being the optimist and positive-minded person that Robert Brooks is, he is involved now with the Carmano Center on Northwestern Highway. And he can speak about the very healing art program. And nothing beats someone sharing their thoughts about healing when you yourself are a patient. Robert Brooks actually has had personal experience in dealing with cancer. And what I'm so excited about is I've just found out, and I hope you Google it, it's called Music Mending Minds. Yes, music can help mend your mind. And we're going to implement a whole program involved in promoting how the positive aspects of music can turn your life around. And what better way of knowing about it than asking someone who's as creative as Robert Brooks is. Hello, Robert Brooks.
Hello, IKE ENGELBAUM. I am here.
And I am here. And I'm so delighted that by phone, despite most people, when I ask to get on the air, I will want to be in a seat at home, resting. And most people give me excuses why they don't want to get on the air and talk about their activities. But as you told me, as we speak, you're in Holland, Michigan on a board retreat, and you were thoughtful enough to take time out to call in and share your experience with music and playing instruments and listening to music. So, Robert Brooks, go for it. Tell us.
Thanks for having me on. I stepped out of a meeting. I am in Holland, Michigan, and as you said earlier, I do practice exactly what you said in life, is to move on and be part of community. And one of the things in joining the West Bloomfield Optimist Club in 2009 was that at the time we had a wonderful president, Lou Goutman, in 2009 when I joined. And we've done some great things in West Bloomfield for our students and the folks that come together to be part of that community. As the many roles that I play today, I have to say that, you've been such an inspiration with your isms that you share and how we look at life. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about my life experience that was somewhat shocking to me. In 2019, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. And we can have things that happen in our lives that shock us to the point of not wanting to move forward. But quite frankly, after a moment or so of getting it in my head that I had to deal with this disease, I got very involved with Carmenus. And I got involved because I wanted to share my story of looking forward and having hope and what things were to come. And when we talk about music and we talk about things that can help you in your mind to overcome and be part of community, at Carmenus, we have a program under the Davison Healing Arts Program. And you can get to it by dialing 1-800-CARMENUS. And you can learn more and more about it or go on the website, carmanos.org. But needless to say about that, my own experience was I ventured into what I thought was going to be something that I would simply go through and be done with, to something that was life-changing. And having a diagnosis, as I did, of multiple myeloma, meant that I would go through stages of different treatments. And we say in cancer, as thrivers, not survivors, but as thrivers, that it's a journey. It's a journey that you go through with a plan. And I've got a wonderful doctor, and Dr. Zonder, who's my oncologist, with a plan that when things come that change our direction or our path, that we have an alternative plan or a different direction we can go. And with music, you will find in music through instruments. And during my high school years, I played in a band, and I played the drums. And quite frankly, a drum player has to create the beat that the rest of the band listens to and is on beat with. And I think in our minds, we change how we're moving forward by staying with the beat of the drum. So in our healing arts programs at Carmenus, we focus on many different instruments. We focus from, all kinds of string instruments to organs to pianos to wind instruments. And we give the patient an opportunity to learn how those instruments change the mind as you try to learn them, master them, or just simply play them. And one of the things that you and I have spoken about, Ike, in the past is how can we make that in our community a way of healing, not only for us older people, but also for our students. And as you know, the Optimist Club in West Bloomfield is focused on the child. And in focusing, we want to help people learn in different ways. And we know that students learn in all kinds of ways. And so what we're trying to do is bring ideas that not only can be used by our Optimist members as they age in place, and you just talked about on your show, is to students so that they can move forward by learning in different methods. So, my experiences in life are something that like you said, I want to share with others so that others can be more beneficial and move through their life. And I hope that as listening to me, you feel that same kind of passion about moving forward in life. And again, thank you for having me.
Well, you're certainly more than welcome. And as I keep pestering you at our Optimist meetings, anytime you want to come on, you're welcome. But you're too fancy dancy to come on all the time. But that's okay. But tell me, as far as the Carmanos program, is it open to people that are not patients at Carmanos, or is it strictly part of the Carmanos Center patients?
So it's open to all. And, that's one of the things that people often think, that you can be a cancer patient anywhere in Metro Detroit. You can be a caregiver anywhere in Metro Detroit. And you can even, upon my recommendation, since I sit on the Patient and Family Advisory Committee for Carmanos, even on my recommendation, you can get a scholarship to come into any of those programs. You do not have to be a patient, and you don't have to have, an interface with a patient at Carmanos.
Well, I always like to give out my toll-free number, which is 888-489-8980. Again, that's 888-489-8980, and I'll be glad to put you in touch with Robert Brooks. And also, one of my other sponsors that I'll be talking in the next segment is involved with discount riding, or actually transportation. These are two young guys that, because of their personal family, having one dealing with Parkinson's and the other one, I believe, dealt with cancer, they decided to open up a traveling service, in most cases for as little as $5 each way. So for $10, assuming you're within at least 5 miles of the location. And for those people that do have a difficult time in transportation, call us, because so many people are isolated, because unfortunately our transportation system in Detroit, not to badmouth it, are not exactly conducive for seniors. And we can arrange that with Smart Bus service, you can get a trip for as little as $2. We have so many wonderful resources that unfortunately don't get to the people that really need it. And I'm so impressed with the way, when I see you at the meetings, and I've had the privilege of joining up with you because you get around. Anytime they see you, say, "Hey, Robert, you're here." You're such a wonderful guy, and you exude that enthusiasm and connection. And I don't know how the heck you do it, but you're on umpteen different committees. And the proof in the pudding is, even right now, you're at a board meeting out in Holland, Michigan. And as we joked about, I hope you got the wooden shoes, because I think you'd be more fashionable there. Is there, Robert, is there anything that I did not ask you that you'd like to bring out so that people know about your enthusiasm and devotion to healing through music?
Yes. As you move into your next topic, in my role on the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, just make your listeners aware that in West Bloomfield, you can contact the Recreation Department by calling the West Bloomfield Parks office there at Township, and you can arrange Smart Bus transportation to doctor's appointments, as well as to even grocery shopping, and through grant funds that have been made available through SMART. And we administer several buses and have drivers through the Parks and Rec that move people around to important things in their lives. However, we only have a certain radius that we are within. And so, therefore, I think that listening to your program and learning about things outside of our radius are just outstanding. So, again, I commend you for that. And relative to the music arts programs, I look forward to listening in the future to other things that will be brought forward, because we know that music gets our minds moving in a very positive direction. And thank you for bringing that whole topic forward.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. And as you may know, I publish the American Senior Gazette newspaper, and I devote one page to different poems. And this is too good an opportunity for me to pass up. One of my favorite poems that we have in the American Senior Gazette is titled Music. And it reads, "Music speaks what cannot be expressed, soothes the mind and gives it rest, heals the heart and makes it whole, flows from heaven to the soul." Wow. If anyone wants a copy of it, all they got to do is call 888-489-8980. Robert, get your wooden shoes on and get back to your meeting, because I have to take a break right now, and we'll be right back, folks. Please don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
And talk about dignity. I give talks to any senior groups that want to hear me. And I usually like to add a little humor and quiz people as to what they feel they miss most from their younger years. And the universal answer almost always is that as people age and they see they have to depend on other people to just walk or, move around, the loss of that self-independence feeling is one of the biggest issues. But almost right along with that is the loss of dignity. So many people, when they see another person who's having difficulty, just automatically, if you're a decent human being, run up trying to grab their shoulder or arm to help them. And in most cases, they do not want your help. Why? Because they feel you don't dignify their capability. So please, as a tip, when you see someone struggling, opening up a door to get in, rather than just jumping in front of them and opening up the door, ask them, "May I help you?" You'd be amazed at how much more dignified they feel. So a tip of the day is ask if someone wants your help. And likewise, if you're in need of help, ask someone to help you. There is no embarrassment in the fact that you can't do something you could before. I'm 86 years old. I used to play single tennis 4 hours at a time. Guess what? I am fortunate now if I can get out there and bounce the ball around for about 15 minutes. Is the feeling the same? No, but at least I feel I'm still playing tennis. I enjoy different quotations, and for those of you who like tennis, you may appreciate a bumper sticker that I have that says, "Tennis isn't a matter of life and death. It's much more important than that." But enjoy. Join up with us to the Optimist or the Rotary Club, or start your own discussion group. Give us a call anytime at 888-489-8980. I've got some other thoughts, but not today since I've run out of time. But I never like to leave this segment without my favorite passing thought, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is IKE ENGELBAUM, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789.
Enjoying the start of the day, and that it goes all the way, not only through today, but for the rest of your life. I get a kick out of people trying to be cordial and say, "Have a nice day." Well, I drive people crazy with my thoughts, so I'll stay on theme. Instead of just saying have a nice day, how about saying have a nice life? So, anybody listening, please have a nice life. And I'm so excited that I am doing what I am. I love being on the air, and as you know, I publish a newspaper, American Senior Gazette. And if you're interested in a free copy, just call 888-489-8980 and tell you why, because we have a full page ad for my next guest, who is fortunate enough to be president of one of the best companies of sponsors that I have, Handy Pro. We talk about entrepreneurism, and we always give out suggestions. Well, as you also may know, I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, and you're certainly welcome to become a member, and it's free to attend. All you got to do is call 888-489-8980. Our next meeting of the Entrepreneurs Network is going to be at Scrambler's Restaurant on it's Thursday, August 14th from 8 a.m. to 9:30. And then the next meeting is August the 21st, 8 a.m. to 9:30. Scramblers is located at 12 Mile and Orchard Lake Road. And one of the perks we have is that we do a door prize drawing, that if your card is chosen, you can get a 10-minute radio interview on this show. And checking our listenership, we now have over 10,000 people listening to the show. It's on the internet, and we're also syndicating it across the country. In entrepreneurship, to be successful, obviously the biggest thing you have to decide is what is your strengths and weaknesses, but more important is a passion. I am so impressed with Handy Pro because it fulfills one of my missions, which is to highlight how this wonderful country, if you are talented and willing to work, the four-letter word, work, anything really is possible. Keith Paul and his wife started the company. You know why? Because Keith was sharing with me that his parents and their fragile state had to be taken care of not only by nurses and all, but needed equipment and renovation in their home. And after they passed on, Keith and his wife decided, hey, why don't we start a company where we can help people not only in their business setting of making it more comfortable, but more importantly, for seniors as they age, to widen doorways, have walk-in bathtubs, stair glides. In fact, if you use Handy Pro's services, you may not have to go into a retirement home. You can actually turn your home into a retirement home. Be your own boss. And I'm so excited about having Joe Ambrose, who's the president of Handy Pro. And by the way, Handy Pro is now franchising. So if you're a Mr. Fix-It type, you might want to consider talking to Joel. Hello, Joel.
Hey,
how
you doing today?
Marvelous, sir. I'm so glad you called in because I keep promoting Handy Pro, but what better way can I promote it than having the president of the company call in? Wow. So let's start from the beginning, Joe. Give us a little idea about your background and what prompted you to get involved with Handy Pro.
Well, thank you, Ike. I just want to do one correction there on your intro as you were coming in. It was Deb's parents, not Keith's. Both Keith's parents are still living; they're still with us, and so those are Deb's. they
Oh,
might be
I'm
listening, so I just didn't want
oh
you to
yeah,
put
no,
them out
I'm
like
so
that.
sorry. I'm so
That's okay.
sorry. Right. Well, I'm glad they're around, and hopefully many years to come.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, my apology. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Anyway, thanks for the correction, sir. And give us a little detail
So,
about your background and how you're involved.
okay. All right. So I've been with Handy Pro for about 23 years now, and started um, when I was coming out of a corporate position with fasteners, actually. But I got my background in home modifications and doing renovations and that kind of thing when I was in college. And so I was up in Michigan State. I know that's probably not good for all of the listeners, but I was there and I learned a lot of my background in doing home repairs and that while I was there. And I worked for a company in the area, a local area of Lansing, and he taught me the trades. He taught me everything from uh, footings and building a foundation all the way up and to master craftsmanship on the inside. And I've always had a dream to work with my hands. I enjoyed it, even coming up as a youngster. I mean, I was in woodworking. I did a lot of shops and stuff like that. But I mean, I really took on to home repairs and home renovations during my college years. I came out of there and just thought I'd, continue doing. I was in engineering, mechanical and electrical, and so I continued on with my career path until I decided to leave the automotive industry. And I said, okay. I worked for a small mom and pop shop um, in Roseville, Michigan, for about 10 years. And when I left there, I said, okay, I'm going to go back to what I know. And I started working with my hands again. And that's when I found Keith. I saw an ad and came on as a subcontractor. Worked for him for about a year and a half, and he asked me to come inside and help him out with the business. And so I told him I would. Actually, Ike, you probably don't know this about me. Fun fact: I only planned to work for him for a year, coming on the inside, because I wanted to go into ministry, and so I was going to become a minister, out in the field
Mm-hmm.
and doing that. And I got to working with a Keith, and I said I enjoy what I do so much. I'm gonna do it here, and so I continued on, and here I am today. I am now the president of the company. Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. What a great story. And the beautiful part about being a minister is that when you help seniors, you can give them some sermons in the process. Just think about
Well,
it.
they actually give me sermons most of the time. They usually do. So I enjoy the senior community. I enjoy the senior population. I was very close to my grandparents growing up, and I definitely would not have wanted any of them to be taken advantage of by dishonest people and dishonest contractors. And so I'm glad that Andy Pro was started for that. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy helping our seniors. I enjoy helping people that are living with disabilities and people who want to stay in place safely and not move into an assisted living and not have to give up their homes. It's an honor for us to be able to do that.
And that's why I'm so excited to be involved, because that's my mission, is to have people live in a dignified way, and nothing beats being able to live in the home that you're grown up. And this is a medical fact. One of the biggest traumas seniors face is when they age and they, out of necessity, have to move out of their home. Suddenly, everything you've been connected with in your life is no longer there, and you go into even the most fancy retirement home. It ain't your home. It ain't the same pictures, the dents on the wall that you had. and
Yeah.
and that's why you probably really enjoy being the president, because let's face it, in the Bible, and no matter which one you read, and the biggest, in fact, the greatest gift that you can give someone is to help them be self-sufficient. And God bless you for doing that. And I am so impressed. You got a beautiful office. I think it's 22500 Orchard Lake Road. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It is.
It's right on Orchard and Grand River. You got this showroom where you actually have how people can benefit in their own home. Do you want to describe that showroom you have as to what you have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the showroom, it has different sections of the house set up. We have a stairway set up so that you can visit and see the stair lifts. We also have it connected to it is a vertical platform lift, another type of lift. Sometimes if your home has too many steps, we'll install a vertical platform lift on the exterior to be able to get you up to the right height without having to put a ramp in. But if you want a ramp, we have a partial ramp in there so you can see different ramps as well. We have grab bars, we have handrails, we have shower units that show you what kind of shower units that you can have. Still, they don't have to look institutionalized. They can look very modern, very sleek. You can have glass doors on them. You don't have to have glass doors on them. We have roll-under sinks available for you to visually see. We also have a roll-under vanity and a roll-under kitchen area, so like a kitchenette. So you might want to have a small area that's lower to the ground that allows you or your loved one to roll in under with the wheelchair accessibility there. We have ceiling lifts if you need that, and we have walk-in tubs. And recently we got an addition to a lift chair, a power chair, electric chair actually, that'll scoot you around the place. And I think IQ had something to do with that, bringing that into our showroom.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
right. Well, it's a battery-operated scooter that you can fold, only weighs 45 pounds, that you can take on an airport, take it to the airport and take it on the air up. They put it in the overhead compartment, so you got your own transportation system, and it's available in the showroom at no charge. And in fact, I'm going to really sweeten the deal, if you'd like. If you call 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980. Call me when you'd like to view what's in there, and I will even arrange to get you a chocolate frosty from Wendy's right across the street. And there is more. If you mention my name, Ike, they will give you $25 off for the labor part. And Joel, just being in that office, as you mentioned about being a minister, you've got different little slogans from the Bible. It's like a religious experience, a beautiful religious experience to just show up at 22500 Orchard Lake Road. Call me and tell me a time that you'd like to visit Joel, and he's got a phenomenal staff. I walk in and they greet me, "Hey, Ike, how are you?" It's like an extended family. I hate to admit this on the air, but I get a better reception going into Andy Pro's office than I do when I come home from my wife. So, but don't tell my wife, okay? Anyway, Joel, it's been a delight talking to you, and we'll talk some more, but more so, we'll do something more. God bless you.
Yes.
Right now,
All right,
we'll
have
take
a
a
great
brief break. We'll make a brief break, and we'll be right back.
If you are 50 and above, one of the biggest decisions aside from your financial situation is where and how you should live. Our professional staff at HOW stands for House Calls on Wheels, is ready to help you if you call 888-489-8980 for a free consultation as to whether you should stay in your current home or renovate it with a customized healthcare suite in your attached garage. Yes, you can have living quarters healthcare suite in your attached garage, or we can attach it to your home. We can install ramps, walkways, and bathtubs, stair glides, and bring in insurance-covered medical professional medical staff that is covered by your insurance, or affordable non-medical help, or move into a senior apartment, independent, assisted living center. We can do it all. Just give us a free call. It has been wisely said that in life you feel in one of two ways. You do without thinking, or you think without doing. Please let us help you do what's best for you to do at no charge. Just call 888-489-8980 and let us know what time we can call you or visit with you at no charge. Remember, asking for help is not a weakness, but it's a strength. Please call us at 888-489-8980 and let us help you stay strong and age in dignity.
And I want you to stay dignified. We also want to let you know that there are many times in life when you are told that if it sounds too good to be true, it's not true. Well, guess what? There are other times in life where if it sounds to be too good to be true, it indeed is true. What do you mean by that, Ike? Hey, I'm glad you asked that. I'm so impressed with two young entrepreneurs who have decided to make a difference for seniors and anybody that's out there wanting transportation at a reasonable rate. Daniel BRESSLER and Jack Cohn started a company whereby they charge affordable, decent prices, unlike a lot of the travel services out there where they, frankly, they're nice people, but they also want to make a nice big profit. Daniel BRESSLER and Jack Cohn have a company called Jack's Ride Services, and the wonderful thing about it is they started the company out of a personal need. You know, there's so many times in life where we see we could make a positive difference, but we don't do anything about it. Well, not for these two young guys. They had issues with their respective parents on how frustrated they were in trying to get them to the doctor's office, groceries, or houses of faith. And they said to themselves, why don't we start a service where it's reasonable and also a compassionate type of way of helping seniors. And I'm so glad that they're able to call in, and as one of the partners is on the line, so whoever that partner is, introduce yourself and also how you got started. Go for it. Who's on the line now?
I'm
Jack
Cohn.
You're Jack Cohn. All right. And
I'm on
Jack
the line
Cohn,
too, Danny BRESSLER.
And Daniel BRESSLER is there too. Wow. All right. So let's start with you, Jack Cohn. Give us your background and what prompted you to start
your company of Jack's Ride Service. Go for it.
Okay, well, my background is I grew up in the metropolitan area, around the West Bloomfield, around that area. I grew up around there, and basically what prompted me to do this was my mother. I took my mother to kidney dialysis around my work. No matter what it was, I made sure my mom got to kidney dialysis Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the mornings, and then I had to pick her up in the afternoons. And I love my mother so much, and I wanted to make sure she got there safely, and I picked her up from dialysis safely. So it prompted me, because of my mother's kidney dialysis, and in the future for people to be able to have the access, especially medical needs, to be able to get where they need to get, to go where they need to go.
And go affordingly as well,
Most definitely affordably.
And Daniel, give us a thumbnail sketch of your background. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm retired. I own a bunch of rental properties, and I used to be a corporate lawyer. And my mother got sick. She had Parkinson's, and got to the point where she had to move in with me. And I was taking her back and forth to doctor's appointments, every other day, and it just got very hard because it's hard to find good transportation services that not only are not expensive, but that you can rely on, that are going to treat your mother with care and dignity. So that's why we started this, and we really try to help people, even if people don't have a lot of money. We make sure that we work with them. It's charge them something they can afford. We treat them very good. We pick them up at their door. We even go in with them to their doctor's appointments if they want us to, and sit with them. And we take them home and drop them off at the door, and then we'll notify loved ones that we dropped them off, because they want to know that their parents got home, safely. So, when we found a lot of people have told us that it's very hard to find, good, reliable people that they trust with their parents.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm so excited to help promote you and what you're doing. Now, how long have you been doing this, Daniel?
Well, Jack's been doing it for a couple of years, and I started doing it with him about 4 or 5 months ago. And, we've just started really growing the business. We're growing it organically right now, but it's really taken off, because there really is a real need for this. And, again, for most people, it's very expensive, this kind of service. So we're trying to make it affordable for everybody.
And Jack, what are your charges? How you price? How much do you charge per ride?
Well,
per ride?
Yeah, it varies. Again, it all depends on how far,
Yeah.
how far they're going, how long we have to wait. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But again, we understand that most people are on a fixed budget, so we try to work with everybody. And we don't gouge them. And we've done some rides for free. People who just can't afford it, and they have no one else they can rely on, no family, no children. So, but again, if someone wants a ride, just give us a call. Our number is 248-885-6390, and we'll work with them, based on their budget and where they need to go.
So, can you honestly say that it's more reasonable than what's out there? Is that safe to say? Yes?
Oh yeah, we've had people tell us, that our prices are very fair and very reasonable. So.
Now, let me ask you, I'm really fascinated, Jack. You were telling me off the air that you actually will go in with the patient to visit with the doctor if the patient so desires to have someone else accompany them so they understand what they are told. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct. I want the person that I take, I want them to feel comfortable and be with them so they know they're not alone, and I'm there, and whatever their needs are.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were telling me you're heavily sort of involved with the healthcare field. Your father's a doctor, is that right? Right,
yeah.
Jack?
Yep. My dad was a well-respected love dermatologist at St. Joe's Hospital in Pontiac, which is now called Trinity. My dad was a dermatologist there for 54 years, and he was a very beautiful man. And if patients couldn't afford his services, my dad wrote it off.
Hmm. Well, that's wonderful. So it runs in the family. And as far as your coverage, how far do you guys go?
We'll go anywhere. Someone calls us up and says they need a ride to Florida, we'll take them.
Yes. Yes.
Well, there's a huge market for snowbirds, I'll tell you that.
But we also do airport runs. We do everything, airport runs and everything. So, we'll pick up prescriptions for people. So we don't only take them to the doctor. We'll take them to go to dinner. They want to go shopping, whatever they need. We'll work with them.
And it's very reasonably priced. Well, I know that we had a fun time Saturday night. Jack and my wife and a few friends.
I loved it. I absolutely
went to see an impersonator of Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley. We took pictures, and quite frankly, it was just a delight to be picked up and not to have to worry driving home in the dark, because Jack is a super driver, and it was so much fun to do that. And you might want to consider, if you want to go to a fun event and you want to bring a few people along, we can arrange for that as well. And what I'm most impressed with is the fact that, especially aside from taking someone to the doctor's office, you will actually go in with the patient, with their patient, be with them. And I have an idea that I'd be more than happy to promote with you, and that is that what I do when I go to my doctor, my wife is always concerned, what did the doctor say? What did the doctor say? What I've suggested is that when my wife can't make it, I pick up the phone while the doctor's in the same room, and he describes what my condition is, so my wife has the peace of mind of knowing that. And and I am sure you could offer that to any senior listening as well, whereby when you get into the doctor's office, once the doctor is visiting with them, that you could make it a conference call, so to speak. Is that right? I assume you could do that, right? Because I know you're very giving. And as you may know, I publish the American Senior Gazette newspaper, and we offer house calls on wheels, where we provide total in-home care. And one of the things that I am so pleased that I'm hoping to collaborate with you is that many foreign-speaking people have difficulty understanding the doctor's orders. So what we're going to try to do is have a nurse or a healthcare professional of the language that the patient speaks involved in the whole visit. And I think that would be a phenomenal service, because I don't have to tell you, as a pharmacist, so many patients misunderstand doctors' orders or what they say because they got so much going on while they're visiting. And this would be a phenomenal way for people who are speaking a different language that they can communicate appropriately. And how many employees do you have?
Right now, Jack? We've got 3. We're in the process of hiring another person. So.
All right. So hopefully it's a family event. So it's a family affair. And I know there are people out there that may qualify to join your team, because I'm part of your team, whether you like it or not. All right, Jack? And it's been a delight to have you on the air. Right now, I want to give you my parting thought for this segment, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.